I was one meeting too late on my suggestion, wasn't I, on the personnel change? Changing the,
Oh,
Yeah.
all you had to do was say the word and I was willing to.
yeah, thank you for doing that.
All right.
I'd like to call to order the regular board meeting for the Board of Education for Greeneview Local Schools for July 18th, 2024. If you could call the roll, please.
Suzanne Arthur.
Here.
Chris Bailey.
Here,
Jesse Connor.
Here.
Scott Powers.
present.
Megan Smith.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Stand for the pledge. Please. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item D, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move. Mrs. Arthur.
Yes.
Mr. Bailey.
Yes.
Mrs. Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Powers.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Motion passes.
I'd like to extend an invitation for public participation on agenda items only. Hearing none, we'll move on. Item 2, presentation, none. Item 3, treasurer's report. A, approve the minutes of the Records Commission meeting, June 27th, 2024. B, approve the minutes of the regular board meeting, June 27th, 2024. C, approve the June financial reports. D, approve the advances for the month ended June 30th, 2024. E, approve treasurer's report, A through D as presented.
I'll move.
1 second.
Mr. Bailey.
Yes.
Mrs. Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Powers.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Mrs. Arthur.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Move on to item 4, superintendent's update. A, teaching and learning. B, facilities. C, operations.
Okay, so we are officially actually 2 weeks away from administrators' first day back on August 1st, hard to believe. And so on August 1st and 2nd, the Greene County ESC, they hold a summer administrative retreat or conference for the county. Actually multiple staff, not just administrators, at Miami University's Markham Center. And they do that every year. And actually this year, every single school is participating, including the ESC and the Greene County Career Center. It's a good opportunity to meet with our colleagues and to network as well as participate in the sessions. It does go 2 days. The first day is sessions and then the second day is really district meetings. So we do the first day and then the second day we actually end up doing locally because it's easier on us. It's a bit of a drive. So our first administrative meeting in the district will be on that Friday, August 2nd in the morning. Our new staff orientation is scheduled for August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then the first day for staff is August 12th, where we kick off the 24-25 school year with opening day, and then students arrive on Wednesday, the 14th. From a facility standpoint, our SHP partners, Clingers is the name of the company, did a site survey for the grade, utilities, and drainage this month at the high school for the multi-purpose space. Another team by the name of Intertech has done soil borings to determine the soil materials, the moisture content, the bearing capacity, that sort of thing, and drill the hole. So that has been completed. Moving forward, the next step in the process is meeting with Concord Construction as well as our design partners, SHP, if they need to be there to schedule kind of a preliminary schedule that'll take us through the completion of the project. And we have not heard from our ESSER consultants yet. We have not heard from the consultants. Candidly, that doesn't really surprise me. Like once the 4th of July comes, it kind of gets quiet at the state level. So they still said summer, so we anticipate that soon, probably end of July or beginning of August. And then at the current field house, we're making improvements to plumbing, lighting, as well as ventilation with 2 new industrial fans to improve one cooling, but also just the ventilation in that area. And to our supplies, the plumbing is not as intensive or extensive as we would have thought. So I think we're able to make some improvements out there that weren't overly costly. And Oak Security is almost complete with the district repeat project. In fact, they were out today doing like a preliminary walkthrough. And so, we're gonna schedule, I would assume, a final walkthrough at the beginning of next week to complete that project, and then keys will be distributed to staff on opening day. From an operations standpoint, tonight you'll find on tonight's board agenda an updated agreement between the Greeneview Board of Education and the Jamestown Police Department. The agreement is for 3 years. Most notable would be through the negotiations, an increase in the cost for the SROs. In that first year, the cost will be $32 to $30. In the second year, the cost per hour per SRO would be $32.50, and then in the third year, $35. But really what initiated that process was that with new leadership with the police department, just being able to sit down and look at our practices and understand each other's roles in the school, the role of the SRO, and also our agreement needed to get compliant with state law, specifically Ohio Revised Code, to make sure that our SRO agreement was compliant. So, our district community newsletter should hit doors the first week of August, and with board approval to proceed this evening, included in it will be an insert on the ballot issue. And you'll notice tonight that I've handled the employment and resignation approval differently in the agenda. If you like it, we can stick with it. If not, we can go back to the way that we did it before, but we could certainly try it out and change it back if you prefer. And that concludes my superintendent's update.
Thank you very much, Dr. Woodruff. Anybody have any thoughts, questions?
August 12th, opening day.
Yes.
Are cookies okay for that day like last year?
Yeah.
Is it 200? Is what you told me?
Uh-huh.
200. And board members, is it okay if I do the same cookies that we did last year and I just send you a text? Case,
I'm good.
Maybe, yeah, that we order cookies or treats for the staff. And then we split the cost, if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send a text message when I get the token. Thank you.
And Mrs. Smith, if you would like some time on opening day, traditionally the board president would say a few words.
Oh,
If that
that's
works out for your schedule.
good to know. I will be glad to check my schedule for this.
And I think I can possibly come.
Yeah, you're all welcome, certainly, to be in attendance, as well as
Since
open
we
house.
started remotely.
You're certainly all welcome.
Okay, so we will move to item 5, new business. A, approve the resolution to proceed with bond issue and tax levy. B, approve science of reading state required stipends. No, I don't need.
No, I'll comment on it though.
C, approve the MOU between the Greeneview Board of Education and the Village of Jamestown Police Department. D, approve new business items A through C as presented.
So just to add a little more detail on B, approve the science of reading state required stipend. So, exactly as it says that the state is requiring all teachers in grades 4 through 12 to proceed to receive some form of literacy instruction. And so there are different pathways and ways in which you can accomplish that. Like English language arts teachers and intervention specialists typically have a heavier lift, and therefore the stipend is reflective of that, different from, say, a content teacher who doesn't have as many hours associated with the state modules. So again, it's required that they complete the modules. There are hours associated with how long the modules should take. And so that is the purpose, if you will, of the stipends, with the assumption that teachers are working out on at least some of that outside of the contract. And we get reimbursed through the state is how that looks. Once they work through the modules and take the assessment, then we submit those names for completion to the state and they reimburse us.
I have one comment and one question on the police MOU.
Okay.
First, thank you for all the different folks that were involved in negotiating back and forth, because I know that wasn't the easiest thing, but I appreciate all the effort that went into that. Quick question. It looks like the term of the MOU is 5 years. Is that correct? Or is that
It's 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs changed.
Okay.
Then I didn't find the other edit.
Okay, no worries. I was just I wasn't sure if it was like staying at that 35 the next last 2 or
Yeah.
something would need change, but so it's just a 3-year term and then renegotiate after 3.
Correct.
Got it.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah.
What page?
Page 11
Okay,
has the term up to 2029.
5, okay,
That's all I have.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Good catch.
Anything else?
The auditor and
We have a motion to approve the new business items A through C as presented.
Second.
Mrs. Conlon.
Yeah.
Mr. Powers.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Mrs. Arthur.
Yes.
And Mr. Bailey.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We'll move on to item 6, personnel. As a side note, I personally appreciate the way this is written up. A, approve the following individuals for employment and volunteering contingent upon proper certification, background checking, completion of required paperwork.
Oh my gosh.
Mary Sarah, high school intervention specialist, masters plus 45, step 10. Aaron Hall, grade 9 ELA teacher, BA, step 0. Kendall Kiss, grade 5 ELA SS teacher, BA, step 0. Megan Neal, grade 2 teacher, BA, step 0. Hannah Wasserstein, middle school Title I reading teacher, BA, step 8. And none for classified or volunteer. B, approve the following employees for resignation or retirement effective at the end of their contract year. Stacia Ford, high school intervention specialist. Amanda Hollingsworth, grade 6 math teacher. Andrew Reinhardt, grade 6 science teacher. Brooke Reinhardt, grade 6 ELA teacher. Jake Williams, grade 7 science teacher. Dulcie Wilson, middle school Title I teacher. C, rescind the contract for Kristen Miller, middle school Title I teacher for the 2024-2025 school year. B, rescind contract for Jaylene Purdy, grade 6 ELA teacher for the 2024-2025 school year. E, approve change in status for Sarah Midlam from step 8 to step 9 for the 2024-2025 school year. F, approve 3 days of extended time for Ryan Haynes and Angela Bryant for transition into their new positions at their contracted per diem rate. G, approve personnel items A through F as presented.
Do you want to say something?
Just make a couple comments if I may before you. So one is on the approval of the new certified staff. You'll see there a range of experience, whether, it's at step 10, that that the contract allows us to maximize the steps that a teacher can enter our district, or whether it's step 0. It's an interesting time, in my opinion, in public education. And in fact, you can even see from the recensions of the 2 contract, if that's a word, that there are opportunities available to educators, and whether that is classified staff or certified staff or even administrators. I mean, we're in the middle of a teacher shortage, and even our colleges and universities report, I think someone shared with me the other day that Wright State said that their graduates were down 40%. So just to kind of give you an idea of shortages, and so like the availability. If you jump on the consortium to look and see what jobs are posted, I mean, still many districts still have many positions posted. So for the ways in which we have unfortunately lost staff ourselves, we've also been able to fill them relatively quickly, in my opinion, with highly qualified individuals as well. So again, whether that's an intervention specialist coming to us with years of experience, or I can't comment enough on, and especially here late in the summer, I've been involved in some of the interviews to fill some final positions with some of our teachers who are coming out with a bachelor's of step 0, obviously right from our colleges and universities. But I can't say enough about the quality of candidates and again, I don't normally get to be that close to the hiring process all the time with the teachers. So it gives me a lot of hope and excitement about the types of teachers and the quality of teachers that are coming to our district. And kudos to the universities too for best preparing them. In terms of just a comment on some of the resignations, kind of piggybacking on what I just shared at you, you can practically pick a district and see where they have multiple openings. Not to single anyone out, but just kind of eyeballing that list there, I can say that at least for 4, if not 5 of them, they were able to take a job that was a better fit for their family. So whether that was closer to home, or whether that was their own, or their own children and their school, or closer to their own home, so that they could have support with their families to be able to juggle having a family and working full time. And in many cases, candidly, a pay raise. So depending on the district, obviously, that could also mean a pay raise. So I think that kind of covers the things that I wanted to share. If you have additional questions, I'm happy to come.
Yep, thanks for.
Now you go, Scott.
Say it.
Have a motion to approve the personnel recommendations A through F as presented.
Move.
Mr. Powers,
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Arthur,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mrs. Connor.
Yes.
Said no.
Motion passes.
Move to item 7, discussion only. Do we have any updates from the board on anything? Thank you, Mr. Powers, for being part of the MOU negotiation with the police department.
You're welcome. Didn't do anything.
We like it when he jumps in and volunteers to do something.
I think that we're a very involved board. Move on to number 8, comments and questions for non-agenda items. I'd like to extend an invitation for public participation on non-agenda items only. Hearing none, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Mrs. Arthur.
Yeah.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mrs. Connor.
Yeah.
Mr. Powers.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Adjourned at 5:16.